All right. Good afternoon, everyone. So, today we are going to do this topic searching for ideas and opportunities. I hope you will access the topic um, source of innovation that I have already pre recorded and also uploaded at my YouTube channel for this class. Because in the topic source of innovation, there are some of very important keywords that you all need to know. Okay, which includes the bottom of the pyramid um, and social entrepreneurship. Okay, two things. So maybe I will just give a brief um, explanation on the bottom of the pyramid. Um, let me share the content first. Okay, can you see this slide? Sources of innovation.
No,
No.
no, can't see it.
Okay, hold on. Okay, can you see it now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So just a brief explanation of some of important terms that we learn in this topic, sources of innovation. Okay. All right. So you are in this topic. You are going to learn where do innovations come from. Okay, all the sources of innovation. Okay, and you are also going to learn what is the meaning of innovation foresight, how businesses use innovation foresight, and also outlines of the mega trends around the world to strategize their business. And then you will also find this term which we call the bottom of the pyramid. So this is a very important term that you must know. Okay, so the concept of bottom of the pyramid has been coined by Professor C.K. Prahalad in his book The Fortune at the Bottom of the Pyramid. So people around the world, everyone around the world is grouped into what we call uh, a pyramid. Okay, and the pyramid is divided into three. Okay, which is the top of the pyramid, middle of the pyramid, and also bottom of the pyramid. Okay, who are the ones that are grouped at the top of the pyramid? So these are the rich people, the rich and very, very, very rich people. And from marketing side or from the business side, they are the untapped segment. Very few competitors. You need special attention for this group because they are very specific. They love niche. They love special treatment. They always keep their status. Okay, so products or services must be tailored for them. Okay, so these are some of the consumer behavior of the people at the top of the pyramid. Okay, then down under, there's the people at the middle of the pyramid. So these are the mainstream market. Okay, so this mainstream market, they are already overcrowded actually with competition. Everybody targets this segment. Okay, they are the people at the middle class, but down out below them is people at the bottom of the pyramid, people who are the lower middle class and the rural poor, and which constitutes about 60% of the total population of the world. And these are the untapped market. Why? Because they cannot, from business side, from business side, they see the people at the bottom of the pyramid cannot afford things because they are very very poor. So if they cannot afford things, why should we sell things to them? Okay, so that is the normal assumptions of businesses. But Professor C.K. Prahalad seen it the other way. He has seen these people at the bottom of the pyramid as a, an untapped market segment, okay, that should be targeted next, okay, by businesses. Although their income of these people is less than $2 per day, but with right strategy, businesses can fill the gap in this mass market. Okay, so um, what are some of the challenging assumptions about people at the bottom of the pyramid? Number one, we always assume that the poor people have no purchasing power and do not represent a viable market. Um, it's not viable to do business with them. Okay, that this is the assumptions that we have in our head. But in reality, although they are in low income, the number of people at the bottom of the pyramid is in a very huge scale. The market is really, really big. Okay, you can see, for example, people in Africa, people in India, and maybe people in China as well. Uh, Most of them, well, if we talk about numbers, of course the numbers at your countries, like in China and also Indonesia, far exceeds the numbers that we have in mind if we think about Malaysia and also Southeast Asian countries. So just talking at that point, we know that the people at the bottom of pyramid, they are mass, there are so many people of them, so they represent a huge market. And additionally, these poor people, they often pay a premium for access to many goods and services because it's very difficult for them to access it. Even in Malaysia, people who live in the rural area like in Sabah and Sarawak, um, at the Borneo, at the East Malaysian side, they have to travel, for example, 70 kilometers or 80 kilometers just to have access to banks. Okay, because at their place they don't have internet. Okay, and if they need, even if they have internet access, if they even if they have smartphones, they still need the real money because they still need to buy something at the shops in their at their place. Okay, but how do they how can they get access to the banks? They need to go where the banks are, okay, which is about 70 or 80 kilometers from the house. So they have to spend a lot of money to travel, okay, going and coming back. A few years back, I visited Kapit. Kapit is a rural area in Sarawak. It's about to go to Kapit. You have to go to Cebu. Okay, you have to fly to Cebu, and then from Cebu you will have to take a taxi to the boat area. Okay, and then you have to take a boat for 3 hours, then only you will reach Kapit. And Kapit is actually the largest town there along along the river of along the Rejang River. Okay, and there are actually more long houses or residents far uh, far after or far beyond Kapit. So when I was in Kapit, I went to a local market, and we met with many local people, the indigenous people who travel 7 or 8 hours from their houses, from their homes, to the market just to sell something at the market. Okay, so they have to spend money, okay, to access, okay, to go to the market and sell their things, and then spend another 7 to 8 hours going back. So at Kapit area, at Kapit town, the government has prepared, how should I say, it's a small building, a small transit house where people like them who travel very far from the rural area to rest or to sleep before they go back to their places. Okay, so basically these people, they are spending more for access, not like us, as those who are in the middle income, from middle income families and also from the top income families. We have easy access to banks. We have cheaper options. We can buy from Shopee, we can buy from Lazada, we can buy from Alibaba and so forth, but uh, they don't have such access, so they are always spending more for that. So that is why if we do business, if we sell them something, the market is really big because there's less competition, and also there's, they have less access, so they have no other choice, okay, to purchase things or get services. And then another assumption is that the poor are not brand conscious. But in reality, evidence suggests a high degree of brand and value consciousness among the poor. So, if an entrepreneur can come up with a high quality, low cost solution, it will be subject to hard testing in this market. Okay, so for example, uh, um, in Africa, there are many problems where children don't wear shoes because they cannot afford it. Because children grows at a very fast rate, so parents have to change their shoes from time to time, but they don't have money. So if somebody can come up with a good quality shoes that can expand according to the size of the children's feet, so that they don't have to buy shoes from time to time. So there might be a big potential in this market. Okay, and actually there are already people who, or entrepreneur who have already ventured into this kind of business. So if you read this assumption, you should read this assumption and also look at look into the opportunities, the reality, and also the opportunity for business. You will find that there's actually a lot of business opportunity that we can tap into, even though they are people at the bottom of the pyramid. Okay, um, so all these actually, when the term the bottom of the pyramid was coined, and actually there was a professor whose name is Professor Muhammad Yunus. He got his Nobel Prize in 2003, if I'm not mistaken. He coined the term social business, where he found that in Bangladesh, where he came from, the people are very poor. They need money to do business, for example, to do something, to fend for themselves and for the family. But the banks do not want to lend them money because they are very poor. So usually, when you want to borrow some money from the banks, you need to have something. You need to have asset, or you need to have a salary, a decent salary, to show to the bank that you can repay the loans. But the poor people, they don't have anything, so the banks don't want to lend money to them. So Professor Yunus have established a bank for the poor, which is called the Grameen Bank. So in I think, yeah, this one, you will learn more about Professor Yunus, what he has done, and his work here. This is a YouTube about him, okay, explaining about what is the meaning of social business and how he did it with the Grameen Bank. It's all here. And the term social business have already expanded into social entrepreneurship, okay, which is actually this one. I wrote it in Malay, keusahawanan social. In English, it's called social entrepreneurship. And if you really study about business and also social entrepreneurship, you will find that it's social entrepreneurship nowadays has become very trendy around the world, especially with the youth. And it also triggers a lot of creative ideas and have motivated people and also entrepreneurs to innovate, okay, to do something very different. Okay, like for example, Professor Yunus, he has made a bank that can lend to the poor. He has the bank, the Grameen Bank that he has established. Have if we think about bank, it's always bank and the man, not bank and the woman. Not to say that Grameen Bank is meant for women, but their focus group is women because, according to the research, women repay loans much better than men. And also, women, their behavior, if they have money, they will spend it for the family. But men, if they have money, they will spend it for themselves. Okay, so from those background, okay, Grameen Bank is actually focused on women, to empower women. Of course, men also, but women have always been left behind when talking about finance and also banking sector. So you're going to read all those, okay? You are going to learn about open innovation, crowdsourcing, and also who we are going to innovate to. Okay, so if you do not have any ideas or you think that your ideas for business are really boring, some exercise that you might want to do is you look into the needs of people at the bottom of the pyramid, try to solve their problem, and you will find yourself trying to find new idea, fresh ideas, which is very different from the others. And another one is try to look into the extreme users. Okay, who are the extreme users? Okay, if we look into the bell curve, I think you know what bell curve is, right? Okay, so the left and right portion of the bell curve are the extreme users. Okay, those who are in the middle are the mainstream users. So mainstream users, they use they use products, they consume services, but they don't give that much input, feedback um, to the companies or to the producers. But extreme users, they are very particular, they are very specific. So they, from time to time, they will give feedback to. It can be a complaint, it can be a feedback, constructive feedback or a complaint back to the producer, and this will trigger the idea on how the producer can solve the problem, okay, solve that intricate problem, and come up with a new innovation. Okay, so for example, distribution customization, okay, mass customization for extreme users. So in terms of distribution customization, for example, if you use Amazon, okay, you might buy the same book on Amazon, like I buy, or your friends buy, or your another friends buy, but at the distribution part, okay, at the delivery part, you ask Amazon to wrap it and make it as a birthday present for the one that you are sending the books to. So that kind of special arrangement is called distribution customization. Okay, so we might buy the same thing, but at the delivery part or at the distribution part, it can be specialized, it can be customized, okay, into something that uh, extreme users want. Okay, people that have more needs, okay, they want special treatment, okay, those people want. Okay, so that is one of the meaning of example of distribution customization. Assembly customization, for example, you buy a luxurious car, and you can ask the manufacturer to, you know, to specify the type of leather you want for the seats, for example, or the type of dashboard that you want, okay, the accessories that you want for the cars. So that is assembly customization. Okay, and you can read more here. Okay, distribution customization, assembly customization, fabrication customization, and design customization. Okay, so those are the things that you will learn from this topic, talking about source of innovation. So most importantly from this topic, I want you to internalize, understand the meaning of bottom of the pyramid concept, bottom of the pyramid and its potential, and also concepts like open innovation, crowdsourcing, and also um, extreme users. Okay, so that's about that. So let's go to the next one, topic that we are going to uh, talk about today. Okay, topics. Now that we know where innovations come from, the sources of innovation, how we are going to innovate. So, how do we search for those ideas, and how do we search for opportunities for um, innovation? Okay, so basically, innovation is a process, and it is actually a lot of many things. Okay, it's a combination of a lot of many things, and it also has something to do with culture. Okay, the way you do things in organizations. So it is very complex actually. I think we have seen this one, the core model of the process for innovation, okay, during our earlier topics. Okay, so now the five key questions when we want to search for innovation opportunities. What? Okay, where, how, who, and when. Okay, these are the five key questions when we want to search for innovation opportunities. What do we want to innovate? Where is it going to be, or where is our target market? How we are going to do it? To whom are we going to dedicate this innovation for? Whose problem we want to say or we want to solve? And when are we going to target or address this innovation? So basically those five key questions. Okay, so we have also gone into this discussion of push and pull innovation. Okay, and we have also discussed on incremental and also radical innovation. So incremental is doing what we do better, or what we say as exploiting what we have. But radical is doing something different, which is linked to the term exploring what we don't have, or exploring the unknown. Okay, and we also need to understand the timing and also innovation life cycle, and also the adoption and the diffusion of innovation. Okay, so if we see for example, the development of bicycle. Okay, the bicycle started in 1870s, 17s. Okay, two wheels, okay, and one steering. Okay, the wheels can be same size or one small, one big. We have pedals. Okay, so basically wheels, steering, pedals, um, chains perhaps. Okay, this is a little bit different, three wheels. Okay, but overall the innovation of bicycle doesn't change much, okay, from 1870s until now. Okay, but so this has become the dominant design. Okay, if we want to design a bicycle, we won't go farther than this kind of design. Okay, but if we diversify the design, okay, it can be a motorcycle, okay, which has engine on it. Still the design is much about the same, but if you want to go faster, it can be uh, not faster. For example, if you want to use another type of energy, okay, we can put solar energy, okay, in here. Okay, but basically it's about the same. Okay, now let's see the transformation of logo. This is not a very good one. Okay, but okay, basically logo, sorry, not Lego. Okay, I think you know what Lego is. Okay, it's like building blocks. When I was little, I played with Lego. Either the brand is Lego or just a building block that is not under the brand of Lego. But Lego used to be building blocks for children. Okay, until one point of time when the business have found that it cannot, um, the business have already matured and it cannot expand anymore. Okay, so what they have done is they have opened themselves to open innovation, and they have started to get ideas from the users of Lego. The user of Lego at that time, they have already been adults. So even if they have already grown up as adults, they still find that Lego is very close to their hearts. It's just that the application of Lego is totally different uh, for a children, for a child, and for an adult. So what they have done a lot of things, including accepting designs from their users, and also get the advices from their adult users. You know, the previously child, now adult users. So they have turned the business around, and now Lego has shoot back, okay, into to a very good business path. So basically innovation is a very very complex thing. um, I would like you to watch this video, but this video is takes about 20 minutes, which we won't have much time for it. But basically, what this video mentioned is that the way knowledge actually flow around in an innovation project are way complex and way interactive. It's woven together, which some researchers call a spaghetti model. Innovation is like spaghetti. You know, when you make spaghetti and when you eat spaghetti, you will weave everything around. You will mix everything around the tomato sauce, um, the sausages, and the veggies. You will mix them around before you eat it. So it's quite complicated. It's quite twisted. It's quite mixed around. So there is no such fixed model actually for innovation, but if you read a lot of articles or books about innovation, you will find that it's always case by case. The study will start with cases first, not with theory first. Okay, so it will start with cases first, then only they will build a theory behind it. And even then, they are still open to new cases and new happenings within a company or within an organization. So innovation is quite complex. Okay. So in an innovation, to do innovation, you need network. Okay, because you cannot work alone. Even if you are a very good scientist or a very good engineer, what you know is only one field of knowledge. But to come up with an innovation, you will need knowledge from different kinds of fields, from different areas. Okay, if you watch the movie Jobs, which is about Steve Jobs, you will see that his personality as an entrepreneur, as an innovator, is brought up by his not history, his background as a student, as a child, in a family, and also as a student, uh, as a traveler. Okay, he traveled to India, and then he also learned about. Actually, he sit in a class, a calligraphy class, during his university time. Then he found um, a friend from India, and then one time he traveled to India with his friend, and there he found another essence, a different essence of life, that finally he brought everything together, and it was present no it was present, not present, it was present in the design, and also in how the technology of iPhone, iPod, and also Macintosh were done. Okay, so innovation network consists of a number of positions or nodes occupied by individual firms, business units, universities, governments, customers, or other actor, and links or interaction between these nodes. So with it, you as an individual, you have your own background that builds you as you. Okay, and in an innovation network, it is a composition of different individuals, different firms, different business units, different universities, different stakeholders. Okay, um, come together, interact, and come up with ideas and also execution for the innovation. So a network can influence the action of its members in two ways. Number one, flow and sharing of information within the network. And number two, differences in the position of actors in the network, which cause power and control imbalances. Okay, so it's one is the positive side, and one is the negative side. But it's how you react on the positive and also negative sides, um, how you balance those is very important in maintaining a good network for innovation. So why network? Collective efficiency, access to different expensive and scarce resources. This is very important. We need network because um, we need different access to different expensive and resources that are not much, very small, very little resources. For collective learning, okay, we need to share knowledge. Okay, so networks will help a shared learning process. Collective risk, okay, we cannot take risks on our own. Okay, we need to take collective risk, we need to take a risk together, so that the risk will be distributed between the members. Intersection of different knowledge sets. Okay, so all different relationships to be built across knowledge frontiers and opens up to a new stimuli and experience. So networks will help us to combine the knowledge that we have, okay, together with other people who have different knowledge, or other institutions that have different knowledge together, and we come up with a new frontier, new knowledge possibilities, and new technology. So these are the advantage of networks: collective efficiency, collective learning, collective risk taking, and intersection of different knowledge sets. Okay. So what are the